Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. I am Jill Bloom, publisher of Roofing Contractor, Walls and Ceilings, and Building Enclosure. We have a special conversation today with three really awesome people from HPIP, which is the High Performance Insulation Professionals. These individuals are dedicated to training and education for the insulation industry. And Hannah Bololi, the Associate Editor of Walls and Ceilings, is here with me also today. So let me introduce you to, first of all, Emily Bremen, the Operations Manager of HPIP, Greg Kuderna, the President of Henges Insulation, and April Simmons, the Apprenticeship and Credentialing Coordinator at Serato Corporation. So Greg, April, and Emily, thank you so much for joining me.
All right, so I first just want to start off by giving you each a moment to explain who you are, what your role is with HPIP, where you come from. So we can start with you, Emily.
Great, thank you. I am the operations manager, as Jill stated. I've been with HPIP for about 4 years, and I just kind of oversee the contractor certification that we offer, all of our training events, and then just our contractor services throughout the year.
Yes, my name is Greg Kuderna. I'm with Henges Insulation, and we are a contractor member of HPIP since the beginning of the formulation of the current association. So as a member, contractor member, we are actively and continually training employees, and we use HPIP's training platform for that event.
Hi, I work as a contractor for U.S. Department of Labor's Job Corps program, and I kind of serve as an informal liaison, maybe a workforce liaison between HPIP and the board and the Job Corps program to try to connect our students and graduates with employers that have a need for skilled labor.
Okay, and so HPIP has a career fair coming up in Kansas City, Missouri. So I would just now like you guys to talk a little bit about that. It's a career specific to the insulation industry. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the purpose behind it and what contractors can expect?
Yeah, I can touch on that a little bit. Excuse me, I have a little something in my throat. So HPIP traditionally has training events throughout the year. And something that we've been hearing from all of our certified contractors is that they cannot find some people to work for them. So we decided to create kind of a hybrid event where it is training mixed with the opportunity for job seekers to come and interview and network with local or even employers who may be traveling and looking to hire people who are actively seeking jobs in this field, and then also who are interested in getting training. I'm not sure, Greg, if you want to touch on kind of the need in the Kansas City area. I know you and April are both pretty familiar on different aspects of the labor need.
Over the years, we've been strapped with a greater need for labor than what is supplied. So the demand is out there. And jobs, year-round work. It doesn't matter if it's raining or shining. We go to work every day. Essential in the COVID days and so forth. So I view this as a very good career for people considering it. The event will be a one-day classroom where we're teaching them several aspects of the envelope of a home. And then the next day will be actually hands-on, where they get a touch and experience different applications live while we go out to a job that's being constructed and actually do a variety of all kinds of techniques and applications out there.
Then would you say that this career fair was created to specifically combat the labor shortage that we are having in the industry right now?
Definitely. Part of HPIP's mission is to better the insulation industry, and we truly believe that the best way to do that is to provide trained labor for contractors. So this event is part of that mission, I guess, just shortening the labor gap that has been a huge issue in this industry and across a lot of different trades, just even beyond insulation. I'm sure April is very aware of that, her work with Department of Labor.
So who would be the ideal person to attend the career fair? Would it be somebody who has had just a little bit of installation interest, maybe they want to try their hands at it, or is this more for those who have a little bit of experience behind them?
I think it would definitely be open to anybody who even doesn't really have any experience, but maybe is interested in a trade career. Because this event is a career fair mixed with the training, even if they have no experience, they are going to get that classroom education and really see if it's something that they could see themselves doing. And then the second part of day one, they'll actually get to go network with the employers, see what's expected of them in that kind of career field. And then day two would be the hands-on training. So they really, if they don't have any experience, that is giving them their first kind of taste of it. And then if they are experienced installers, there's really, you can never get enough training, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Especially in today's day and age, it seems like things are always adapting. You always got to stay on top of it. So then, have you had a lot of interest regarding the event already since you have been promoting it? Do you expect people from outside of Kansas City or outside of Kansas City to travel to this event?
Yeah, we've had employers who are interested in coming to interview from surrounding states, even as far as Texas, who have been interested in attending. And then we have some partnering sponsors who will obviously be traveling in to exhibit to the contractors as well and kind of expand their market with them. And then that would also be a great experience for any of the job seekers to kind of see how far of a reach this industry has.
hmm And so, Greg, you will be, I forget what Emily phrased as earlier, the contractor representative for the career fair. Yeah. So then, can you speak a little bit about what the attendees will be learning, specifically the hands-on days, what they can expect?
Sure. We have tried something like this in the past, and we couple with maybe another contractor in the area because we don't want it to be a Hinges specific event. So we invite other contractors in, but as the application contractor in the installation business, the day one is about building science and how you got to go about, treating the outside envelope of a structure to keep it warm and comfortable. But specifically, what we'll be touching on as the contractor is what is referred to as grade one insulation of fiberglass bats. So that's a pre-cut piece of insulation. There's a lot of ways to put it in incorrectly, and there's probably only one way to put it in correctly. So each grade one application. And then we have 3 different types of spray-in walls, which is kind of an upgrade. It customizes to the framing of the house. So it's not pre-cut, it sprays in. And there's a couple of different fibers and different applications to that. So we'll be showing them, what all is out there. Some people have a connotation that it might, insulation's itchy and not fun. I think when they finally get out and work on it, they find out that it's not that bad. It's nice to have a dust mask on to prevent that, but that's about all you need. So it gives them a chance to see what insulation is really about nowadays. What the horror stories are from like the 60s and 70s when it was a tough product. And then of course, today there's new technology out there with sprayed foams, and that gets a lot of press on DIY shows on TV. So people want to know what is sprayed foam and the pluses and minuses of it. So we go through all those basic 3 categories, but we'll touch on all that.
So will there be any manufacturers or distributors or any installation contractors looking to recruit at the fair? Like, are there job opportunities present at the career fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Greg, I know that you are going to be looking to hire, and then we will have Department of Labor Job Corps students actually attending from some of the local Job Corps. So they actually engage in HPIPs training throughout the year. And they will be having students coming to interview and getting ready to enter the workforce.
Wow. That's going to be a great opportunity. So April, with your work on the Department of Labor, what are some of the conversations that you're hearing? And what about HPIP's career fair do you think is special enough to get people to come, to want to combat the labor shortage?
We did just have HPIP just host a big call a couple months ago that was pretty well attended by campuses across the country. There are 2 campuses in the area. One is in Excelsior Springs. The other is called Flint Hills. It's in Manhattan, Kansas. I know they're going to be attending. And if we can get students from our other campuses, because typically what we offer are trades like carpentry, building construction technology, plumbing, and HVAC, the latter 2, of course, have applications to mechanical insulation. The former, of course, is more wall and ceiling. But still, all the students are interested in attending that are part of those trades to get that industry recognized credential and to get connected to industry. Because we don't offer this as a standalone train, this is a really great opportunity for them to expand their knowledge and their skills in this specific area of construction.
So will the emphasis be on residential, commercial, industrial construction, or, everything in the kitchen sink?
I think primarily residential is a lot of what our contractors work with, but Greg, I think you could probably speak on that a little bit better than I.
Yeah, I mean, it is primarily single family housing, new construction, but the same applications apply to multifamily, whether it be apartments, nursing homes, hospitals, churches, all those structures, it goes about it the same way. It's just a matter of whether a contractor business is the niche is more single family or multifamily, and everybody's a little bit different with that pie and the way that they do their business. And we try and do a little bit of everything so that we can take advantage of the market changes. But as they attend this thing, they're going to understand the thermal envelope really and how to control sound, noise, and comfort, energy efficiency, sealing up air leakage and things like that, which apply to any structure out there, whether it's a 60-story high rise or a 2-level townhome. So
Are you guys hoping to attract the younger generation through career fairs like this, or at this point is the labor shortage so bad that you're really just trying to get anybody in there to learn insulation?
I think it's really great for anybody to, but obviously our relationship with Job Corps, that is ages 16 to 25. So definitely the younger generations are kind of our target. And I know a lot of the contractors that we work with are actually kind of trying to get ready to retire and train in who's going to take over their businesses. So HPIP also offers business coursework in our online training as well. So contractors who are looking to level up their employees have that option as well, beyond just the manual labor part.
Yeah. So as we're finishing up here, I'd like you guys to maybe just take about 30 seconds each and pretend like you're pitching the construction industry or the insulation industry or this career fair, and just tell our audience about the opportunities that are available and why the industry is something they should maybe consider. And we can start with Emily, go to Greg, and then April, you can finish it out.
All right. Well, I just think it's a great opportunity for obviously employers to come out. It's a great opportunity for anybody in the industry really to come and network and meet new contractors. It's a great opportunity for people looking to get a new job. This is a great industry to get into. Everybody that I've met is wonderful. Everybody's very hardworking, and this event is the first of its kind. So might as well come and see what it's about and see if we can have more than one a year.
From the contractor standpoint, I can say that the insulation installers are people that can make incredible amount of money. If you're watching to this broadcast right now, I've got 5 open positions, so you don't have to wait for the event to call me and come on board, and we'll use it for a training session. That's where we're at. If you haven't heard, the housing market is super hot right now. There's all kinds of opportunities, and you're not going to be an expert if you don't get your hands dirty at some point in your profession. I think we have all experienced that. So come on in, learn a trade, get your hands dirty, progress into sales, management, or ownership. Like Emily said earlier, we are all getting a little older and looking for people to run our businesses, but you're gonna have to prove yourself, and this is a good way to get started.
I want to echo what Greg said. I actually just this week got into my brand new house myself. And took a year to build it, which I think is probably pretty fast compared to some estimates,
Yeah.
that of course includes this industry, despite all it was really delayed because of labor shortage and materials, we're all aware of that right now. But I think the great thing about this training that's happening is that it's just that it includes training, it includes an industry recognized credential. It also includes, like Emily said, an opportunity for opportunity youth and other applicants to network with actual employers from the insulation industry. So that's why I think it's like the trifecta has all three.
Hannah, if I could, I just want to say another thing that I meant to say earlier, and
Mhm.
it's along the lines of an insulation contractor or an employee that's installing works year round. We're not dependent on snow, ice, and extreme heat. We're
Mhm.
usually of a building that's covered with a roof, has some ventilation in the wintertime. It's obviously not a whole lot more comfortable than being out in the elements. So this is a great opportunity for those that have worked roofing, road construction, things like that. There's seasonal layoffs. We don't experience that. It's nice, solid year-round work.
Mhm.
Well, that is awesome. It's really exciting to hear what you guys are doing, and we're so excited to help you promote your career fair that's coming up. So, and again, thank you so much for your time for joining us.
Thank you.
If anybody, Emily, if anybody has any questions about HPIP, where should they go? What is your website?
They should go to hpipros.org. That's hpipros.org or insulationtraining.org. Both of those work for our website, or they can email us at training@hpipros.org, and then a member of our team will be in direct contact with them.
That sounds awesome. And if anybody has any questions for us, you can reach us at wconline.com, roofingcontractor.com, or buildingenclosureonline.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our free e-newsletters. It's free to register for our website. Our new e-magazines are amazing and also free to register for those as well. But most importantly, please stay safe and healthy, and we look forward to talking to you next time.